So we'll start with looking at statistics. While we are on a 2D graph page, I'm going to start just with a scatter diagram, or a basic scatter diagram. Okay? Right, so we're going to go for that box there, which is at the side of the enter equation box. So there's your enter equation, there's your enter XY data set. That can also be found under data, as you'd expect. Entering data, enter data. So either of those two will bring you up that little box there. Now, if you have an Excel spreadsheet open, or you've got an Excel spreadsheet full of data that you want to use, you can go into Excel and cut and paste it into those cells, which will save you the effort of actually manually entering it. So that is one option open to you. Okay, so you can. There are Excel files available on the network there, but I'm just going to go through and put in just a few pieces of data. So just literally you can put in whatever you like, and it's just putting them in however. Yeah, so manually entering data, you can put in a few numbers and so on. Okay, so we'll have a few big ones in there. Let's have a few 12s in and a few 10s. There's probably no correlation between these numbers at all. But there you go, 34, and we'll have another 35. Just put in a few random numbers, 2 and 8. That'll do. Okay. I want to give this thing a name, because if I was doing a scatter diagram in college, I'd like to call my data something other than data set 1, which is a bit of a dull name for a set of data, really. So you can change that to, whatever it's talking about. So we could change it to say something like heights, if I was talking about heights of something, and put centimeters or inches or whatever after it. So I can change that option. I can also, if I want to, use this X header as an X-axis and Y header as a Y-axis label. Now at the moment they're called X and Y, which again, that's the standard, that's the default. I don't want them called X and Y, I'd like them called height and time, or something like that. Now, if you come from an Excel page and you copy the top header list out of an Excel page, it will automatically copy them in. But if you're just entering data manually, you can't have that. I've spelled heights wrong, haven't I? Shall I just change that? I missed my T out. That's better. Okay. Right, so like everything, the right click, the options, so the right click button will give you all the options you can do once you've selected something. So if we just select the top X column, so I clicked on the X there and press right click, you get this option of edit column header. So if you select that, instead of it saying X, you can write in something like time maybe. Okay, and it'll be called time now. And do the same with the Y one, so you can select that one, right click again, edit column header, we could have height, and press OK again, and it's now renamed the two column headers. As I say, if you copy it in from Excel, you can copy in the headers as well. Right, so I now want to use time and height on my axes. So I'm going to check those two boxes so that it knows to use them. And I'm going to keep that one checked there, perform auto scale. In other words, Autograph's very clever. It will work out the best scale given that the data you've put in. So it's nice in that respect. I could, if I got these things in the wrong way round, so I had that one being my X and that being my Y, if I wanted them the other way around, I could just say swap the axes around, and it'll switch it around. So if you've copied it in from a spreadsheet and they were the wrong way round, you can actually swap them around. Same as well, you can sort your X numbers out as well, you can sort the Y's out, you can play around with all of these. If you'd made a mistake as well, I didn't mean 35, I actually meant 36, just change it, just click on it, change it into 36 and it will deal with it. Okay? Right, so we're doing an auto scale, we've called it heights, we've got the right headers. If you just press OK, it'll do it for you. And it'll just draw you a scatter diagram, which is nice. Okay? And everything's nice and neatly labelled up for you. Okay? Right, so I just clicked off all the data set there. What your data set, when it's come on, they will all be squared. They will all be automatically selected for you. Okay? Whereas I just clicked off them. Right, now, this is something that I learned, again, one of these sort of like Douglas things. He sort of says one word and you just find out something. I'm just hoping it's going to work on here now. Let's say I got that one wrong, or this one up here wrong. Once you've selected all your data set, pressing Control allows you to control one of the points. Which is really clever. I didn't know you could do that in a data set, but I found that out. So let's say that one was wrong and that one should have been over there actually. I can move just one point within a data set, because as you've got them all selected, they're all operating as the same object. So normally you can't move them, because you'd move everything. But pressing Control allows you just to move one single point. And I'll show you how that's really useful later on. So remember again, to undo Control, otherwise things start not working properly. Okay? So there you go, you've got a nice data set there.